Hi, my name is Anatol Tolchinsky. I am a fifth-year clinical psychology doc student here at Eastern Michigan University. I did my research, the one that I presented for the graduate research fair. It's a long-winded title, but basically I looked at how time management plays into problematic video game play behaviors. So basically the way that we talk about it in my study is in terms of not hours of play, but kind of like the consequences that come about from playing in a maladaptive way. So some examples of this might be, choosing to play instead of going out and socializing with your friends. Maybe, not sleeping regularly, going to sleep later than one would anticipate. Having, maybe unsuccessful attempts at trying to reduce the amount that they play, et cetera, et cetera. And basically found out a lot of really interesting stuff. First of all, there's a lot of gender differences. So it appears that men, on average, show much higher levels of problematic video game play than women do. Another very interesting finding as well, and one of my favorite findings because I'm a practical person, I like to see things actually applied in practice. But basically we found out that time management skills are a very big moderating factor in men as to whether they actually start showing some of these problematic video game play behaviors. So basically what I'm saying is that you can have two men both playing, let's say, 25 hours of video games a week, which surprisingly enough is not actually that much compared to how much we've seen in other people in the whole population. But basically what you find is if you have two people playing the same amount, if a person has good time management skills, they still are able to play that without compromising other areas of their life. What this means in terms of applications is, who knows, potentially, especially in a college setting where kids may be having, or students may be having difficulties with problematic video game play, perhaps very short-term time management skill intervention can help them greatly, and they would still be able to play the games that they enjoy, but they would still be able to function very well in school and with their friends and so on and so forth. I'm basically going to use some of the ideas that I used in my master's thesis to kind of springboard into the dissertation. I specifically want to look at different kinds of psychopathology, so anxiety and depression, and how that relates to more problematic levels of video game play. Because what we find is that the most problematic type is that it's basically when individuals are engaging in excessive amounts of video game play to escape. So if it's being used for stress relief, it seems to be particularly damaging, and one would suggest that other psychopathology, maybe depression, anxiety, would go along with it. So,
thanks. Perfect.